Okay, see that teeny tiny little plant there in the center of the screen? That is a little bitty Lambsquarters seedling. It's not neon yellow the way it looks here on this screen, but right now the sun is pretty bright. Let me move over here and you can see another one. Pardon the weeds. This was part of my yard last year. Now it's garden. Over here you can see, maybe, you can see a larger specimen of the plant. The leaves, come up here and get a better, nope. Which way do we go? Now the leaves are the same color as the grass, so it's not neon yellow the way it looks on here. That one's got a hole in it. They are, the plant's named goosefoot sometimes because the leaves kind of look like goose feet, sort of. The bigger they get, the more varied they are. Let's see if we can get some shade over here. There, now you can get a better representation of the color. The underside of the leaves are generally, and sometimes the tops, are coated with kind of a white, powdery substance. You can see it maybe a little bit there. And that's one good way to determine that this is actually Lambsquarters that you're picking up here. And it'll be a little bit dusty and you can rub it off and it gets on your fingers. The undersides of the leaves are coated with it as well. What you can see here, all of this green along here, with the exception of a few blades of grass and some wild mustard, is my Lambsquarters crop. It's growing where my compost pile has been the last couple years. There's a lot of it here. And if you're careful about harvesting it, and honestly, even if you're not, you're going to have a good supply all year round. It self-seeds itself remarkably well. Okay, this little plant right here, there's a couple of them, but this little plant right here with some teeny tiny flowers in the middle of one of them. Where did it go? There we go. Nope. Not used to this video camera. There we go. Teeny tiny little flowers in the middle of it. This is called chickweed. It's also edible. I haven't eaten it myself. I've heard good things about it. Being pregnant, I'm steering clear of any of this that I don't already know well without the go-ahead of someone more knowledgeable than myself, but it is chickweed. You can look it up online and learn quite a bit about it. This plant right here is called shepherd's purse. You may have seen remedies made with it. If you look real close, you can see these little bitty heart-shaped leaves, seed pouches really. That's where the name shepherd's purse came from, and in fact, in other cultures, in other languages, the name still means the same thing, which I thought was kind of interesting. You can see it here growing, and if you look down at the bottom, it's got these kind of dandelion looking leaves. It grows from a rosette just like a dandelion would. Dandelions are edible too. This is cleavers. Now if you've come across some weeds in the garden where you're pulling them out and they're sticking to you like Velcro, that's probably cleavers. It's got a square stem with indentations all around the edges. It's really kind of hard to see because this camera just doesn't give us that kind of detail, but you can sort of see it here where I've got it twisted. It's supposed to be good for a wide variety of things. You can look it up online. Again, I'm not a wild foods expert here or anything. I'm just showing you a couple things that if you see them in your yard, you might look them up and see what you can do with. This funny little plant here, and the lighting is not doing full justice to the colors again, because the purple flowers there that you can sort of see, oh, it's not even going to focus on them. It says it wants to focus on the background instead, so let's try that. Those little bitty purple flowers, they're magenta or fuchsia. They're really a bright pinky purple, and it's a member of the mint family. Again, I'd look it up to see what to do with it, but it is kind of interesting. Right next to it here is some wild garlic, wild chives that are growing all over, and they too are edible. Delicious. I pull them up from the roots and use the bottoms. These aren't edible plants. They're just cute. That's Maddie on the right and Marshmallow on the left. And they're two of my two of my goats. They're Nigerian dwarf pygmy mixes. Further back over there, we have Maybelline, the bigger, and Oreo, the smaller. They're my fainting goats. Say hi, guys. They don't particularly like to be the center of attention unless there's food involved.